Hi guys, welcome to Challenge the Road. We have got another rant today, but it's been stormy in England. I've been at home, been watching lots of YouTube, and this car crisis is worse than I thought. A lot worse actually, and I've got some numbers here to back it up. I've been watching some Sky News stuff on the car industry, and I can't believe one of the numbers that we're going to see. Now, we all know we're pushed to go EV, but what's happening is China has now overtaken car exports. Now, I'll give you how bad it was. It's like 2021, they were under the US, South Korea, Germany, Japan. Now they're number one, and it's all because of battery technology, which is just obviously we're being pushed to do. My concerns have come a little bit later on in the video, but you're going to see that we're just getting ourselves into a major problem with these cheap EVs coming over. And as I said all along, these cars are going to just become like washing machines. So that's the first thing. These exports, China have now overtaken everyone. We've then got production costs. Now, to produce a car, because it's electric and that, is obviously a lot cheaper in China. So that's why their costs are cheaper. Their cars are cheaper. It's going to affect us all, I'm afraid. And like BYD here, there's some images on here. It costs obviously a lot less to make that car. The next thing is batteries are mainly in China. There's no real massive need for expertise, which we were really good at, weren't we? When we used to make engines and where is the UK now? Where are we? And with what's going on, I just think we've just got massive problems now. Just on some of these stats, we can see that the battery is 29% cheaper to be made in China than here. And I was thinking, well, obviously we're buying everything from China now, aren't we? So, well, it's obvious it's going to be cheaper. But there's an interesting stat here, and I'll bring it up. One stat they've just done here, before I get to that, it's just about revenues and tax concessions grants. China is the highest for all their manufacturers to make cars. So that's why they're getting such a big run, because it's obviously government funded. This is the key point. And I didn't know this, I don't know if you guys did, but power costs. So industrial electricity costs after tax and subsidies. Number one, USA. So they're the number one. Then it's Norway, Finland. I'll put it up on the screen. The highest costs, the UK. So no wonder we're going to be struggling, because we've got the highest costs to, one, produce anything, electricity costs. As we all know in business, just to turn the lights on is a lot of money at the moment. And we have to move to some sort of renewable way of doing it. The other problem we have is that because we're moving to EVs, we've then got one of the highest costs to power the cars, which is just totally exactly the opposite of what we want. And I think them costs are going to go up. I think, you remember when I done that McDonald's, you can't forget it, can you? When I done the McDonald's one and the garden centres, and I think it was 80p a kilowatt, 79p, that's going to be £1, it'd be 120. It was more expensive than fuel. So why are we going to do that? Well, we're not. I saw an article actually recently where this guy had bought an EV car. I'll try and put it up on the screen. Bought an EV car, then just couldn't charge it, couldn't get it to run well. People are running cables over the streets. It's just a bit crazy, really. The next point is about components of the car. And it used to be that the engine was 21%, then the powertrain, assembly, interior, and that was how we produce cars. We're now looking at the battery being 40% of the cost of the car. So really it's allowing people to come into the industry, like in China, and have these cheap batteries, put them in a car. And actually it's not that difficult to do, and that's why you're seeing them all come through. Just some more stats here on mining and the batteries, and there's bits on here that China's just absolutely dominating the area of mining, for lithium, nickel, cobalt, etc. So, but we know that. The next point on here is tariffs. Now, this bit annoys me. When you see it on the screen, you probably go, what? The US, 100% tariff on an EV. 100%. So when it comes over, it's 100% tariff. Canada, 100%. India, I think that's 70%. Turkey, 40%. EU looks around 30%. Brazil, 20%. Japan, 0. UK, guess it? 0. So there's 0 tariffs to bring in a Chinese electrical vehicle into the UK. And America's 100%. It's difficult to understand what we're doing, like with that budget and stuff. Why don't we tax Chinese cars coming into our country to be run? And then one would make more money. We wouldn't have to maybe put up national insurance. There's just lots of things. And it's just frustrating, really frustrating. That's the bit on this video, really. It's just about, Carmageddon. I know people, I've been looking at some of the comments on the Sky one and just seeing that, well, the UK car industry's gone anyway, there's jobs going, but it's just disappointing that as a nation we can't seem to really have stuff for ourselves. We've just letting everything go to abroad, and no one's really it's like we try and fight for it. I know we do strikes and riots or whatever. Not riots, sorry, that's probably the wrong word, but strikes, and you're trying to put petitions and protests and different bits, but it's difficult to know whether we've just gone too far now and we've just lost everything of our own, and we're just going to let in loads of electric EVs in. And these EVs are going to affect good companies. Lots of good companies that are here are going to struggle, like VW, these ones, because these cars are going to get cheaper, aren't they, from China? They're going to come in and be £10,000 or £15,000 potentially in the long run, and it's just like a commodity. You just drive it and use it, and the other problem is that they're going to be difficult to dispose of. That's what you need tariffs for, because who is going to dispose of all these electric batteries? I don't know. So that's just an update from today. That's what I'm looking at. Everything we've been talking about on the channel seems to be now elevating and actually happening. I don't think we're always happy being right, but we were right. But it's just seems to be happening really, really fast now. And there's just hope, in the governments and that we see some sense. We start tariffing stuff. We start looking at e-fuels. I saw that petrol cars now are at their lowest ebb in sales. Well, it's just because the manufacturers are now rationing petrol cars. They're rationing them. Even my BMW I've got on order, they've just come back to me to say it's now going to be March. That was supposed to be December. So I think they're trying to ration back these cars. So there's going to be a shortage now of petrol, which is probably going to drive up used petrol and diesel prices. Because it is getting harder to find good used cars because of what's happening with these EVs. I hope you enjoy these videos. Please like, share, subscribe. We're almost at, I think, 19,000 subscribers now, so I really appreciate your support. And yeah, let's get on to some better videos soon. We've got some Christmas specials coming up. We're going to do some track days. And also I'm up at SME 150s just before Christmas as well. That would be a really good video. So hope you like these videos, and I'll see you again soon.